Hello guys, today we're gonna do a video about how to checkmate your opponent with only two bishops and a king. I actually play a game against Stuckfish 8 to see how an engine will react in this situation, and I try to make move that you will easily remember. So if it occurs in one on of your game, you will be able to use the strategy I show you to checkmate your opponent. I just want to say also that it may not be the best move I played every time. I only play moves that are easy to remember for you, so you don't have to go again to try to do some crazy engine line to checkmate your opponent and to keep it as simple as possible. So I start by bringing my king up the board, and I let Stockfish play the move with the black king. So we decide to go back. I continue to go up. I decide to go down, and now I start to activate my bishop. I start with bishop c2 just to start improving the position. I'll let Stockfish play, and now I start creating this setup. The two bishops next to each other create a nice wall against the king, so the king can never cross it. So here is Stockfish move. I continue to improve the position with the bishop. Now there is a wall here, the king and the bishop. So Stockfish can escape the side of the board here. Our main goal in the bishop endgame is to force the black king to one of the edge of the board, and then we will try to corner hit. So here we go. I continue to bring the bishop here just to reinforce this wall. And it doesn't matter if the king goes to the left edge, the top edge, or the right edge. So Stockfish will probably try to stay as close to the middle as possible. And this is the strategy if you're black in this position. You try to stay as close as the middle of the board. Even if you're near the edge of the board, you will try to stay as close as the middle of the board. For example, if you're in the top edge, you will try to stay near those square to avoid to get to the corner, because the bishop mate can only be done in the corner. So here we continue. Stockfish decided to play with his king there. So I continue with the king, trying to push him to one side of the board. Stockfish decided to go up, trying to stay as close as he can be to the center. And as simple as it is, I bring my bishop here, continuing to do a nice wall against the king. So same thing with the dark square bishop, and Stockfish decide to stay as close to the middle again. So now, as you can see, the bishop create this nice box, and what we will do now is try to get it smaller and smaller, so we can have the king. The king will have only a few squares to move on, and then we can push it to one of the corner, and we'll be able to mate him. So here we go. I start bringing my king into the game just to push the black king back a little bit. Stockfish decide to stay as close as the middle, as I already said. I continue to bring my king, and I continue. Then now I try to close that again, getting it smaller and smaller for the white king, and the black king, and the black king has only one choice, is to go back to the last range. So we succeed to bring the black king to one of the edge of the board. Also, I will it's a good thing that we have this position, because usually when you play the bishops in game, you try to avoid the bishop to be in this position if the king can reach this square, because if the king reach this square, it will simply kick your bishop back and you will need to start again. So let's continue. Stockfish decide to go to this square, and I use my light square bishop to trap him here, like this. So now the black king only has 2 squares to move, and we will use this position to really trap him there, so we can only move back and forth. Then, in order to achieve this bishop mate, you need to bring your king to one of the corner. We will use this corner because it's closer to the king. It will take less move than if we bring it all the other side. It will be also a lot easier. In order to do so, every time you mate your opponent's king, you need to create sort of an opposition between the two king. So your king will never be useful on the second rank if you trying to mate your opponent. What we will do, we will bring the king slowly here, and then we will bring the black king all the way to the corner, and we will deliver the final mate. So here I go. I simply bring the king over, and I wait for this position to occur. Now we're ready to push the black king all the way to the corner and to mate him. And here is the position I'm talking about. The king will cover D square, so it will be really easy to push the king all the way to his death path. So here we go. In order to do so, we will first need to restrict this move. We need to avoid the king to go back to this square, and as simple as it be, you only need to move the bishop. Now this square is taken, and we have a nice wall here. So the king has no other choice than to go further down the position. Then you do the same thing with the light square bishop. Then the king has no other choice than to go again to the corner. And now it's mating time. You need to be really careful, because if you simply move the dark square bishop here, then it's a stalemate. The black king has nowhere to go. So and if you bring the light square bishop, if you bring the light square bishop, then the black king will have an escape route, and you will not be able to checkmate. He will just run away like this. So what you need to do is a waiting move, because you need the black king to be here in order to be able to checkmate him, because you will push it to the corner. So all you do is a move with one of your bishop. For example, you can move the dark square bishop like that, but make sure to always guard this spot, so the king when you move it here, he cannot escape that way. So black has only one move in this position. You will move to the dark square, and then you do the mating pattern. I'm sure all of you can see it in this position. You simply take your dark square bishop and you check the king. Only one square left for the king. We create the nice boxes. So he go to the left, and we checkmate him with the light square bishop. And here is how we do this light square bishop mate. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I will do other videos on endgame, so I will wish you a nice day, and I hope you enjoy it.